What's up YouTube, it's CornishRatBeard here, and today we are going to be doing another tutorial for Star Trek New Horizons. But this time I wanted to do a little video explaining trade routes and how we use them. I want to keep this video as short as possible, but the trade system can come across tricky, intimidating, maybe confusing for some of you, so I'm going to try and clear it all up. But actually, it does have some very interesting and fun concepts to it, so stay tuned. Right, let's get started. So why do we need trade routes? Well, it's simple. The more trade value we have, the more Latinum we're going to make. And with that Latinum, you may use it to buy artifacts, use it to trade with other empires. It can be used as an upkeep for your trade center, then trading it for other essential resources within the decision screen, or you could simply sell it on the marketplace to make yourself a ton of energy credits. So setting up trade routes is basically going to economically benefit your empire immensely, so I really do recommend staying tuned for this one, guys. So how is trade generated? Most of your systems will generally generate trade value as shown here. As you can see, it's a little ring with a number on it. If the number is green, then you've already harvested that trade. If it's not green, then you are simply not collecting it. There is a couple of different ways to collect the trade value that we see here. Number one would be to upgrade a current outpost to a starbase, and that will automatically start harvesting the trade value. Now there is another way to do it, and that is to pick a good location where trade value is bundled together and put a starbase down somewhere within the middle of all the trade value modifiers. Now you might be wondering, yes, that's okay for grabbing one trade value modifier, but what about the rest, as you simply don't have the starbase capacity to grab them all? Well, this is the good part. If we were to turn this starbase into a giant spacefaring trade center, it would actually pick up all the trade value within a one system radius in all directions for one trade hub. But the beautiful thing about multiple trade hubs is that it stacks. Oh yes, so each trade hub has a collection range of 1. But if we was to put down 3 trade hubs on a starbase, we would have a collection range of +3. Letting us reach out and grab a radius of 3 trade value systems, which is all around us. So let me show you how this works. So here we are at my key station. I have 1 trade hub, so 1 collection range, and that's picking up trade value from here, here, and here. And over here on my homeworld starbase, you can see I have 3 trade hubs, which has given me a range to pick up all the way over here. 1, 2. And here, 1, 2, 3 systems away. Let me show you this station here at Barzan. This one only has 1 trade hub, so a range of 1 is applied here. So that would not be able to reach this one here, proving that the stacking does in fact work. And for further proof, it will also tell you here in this screen what your collection range is for every starbase. Very cool indeed. If you want to be able to see more easily where collected and uncollected trade is, then go ahead and push the details map mode here in the bottom right. For more information on the game's UI, please do check out tutorials for that in our tutorial playlist. I will link it down below. As you can see, there are some places that are not as good as others for trade value, and the reason for that is because they don't have habitable worlds and they haven't been colonized, so there are no flourishing economies making us trade value here. To get the trade value up and going, we're going to look at a system with a habitable planet. On this planet, we will want to put down some commercial buildings. And as you can see, this is increasing the trade value that system will now earn you. Another way is to build a few districts that will synergize with your commercial buildings. Here we can see that it will give us a 1% increase to all the trade value in this system. Now let's take a look at our trade routes. If we click down here on the trade routes map mode, it will bring up all of our trade routes we have and the direction that they are going. You'll get this pop-up box here on the left, and it will show you all of your trade routes and some key information. These are your space stations that are collecting trade, and they should ideally be at 100%. If you click on one, you'll see its status to how much trade is collecting and from what system. Up here tells you your collection range, protection range, and what trade protection you're getting from your selected space station. And up here in the corner is the amount in total of trade value that you are harvesting from your selected space station, and you can click on other systems to see the details as well. Now, as you can see, some of them are not 100%. Why is this? Pirates, that's why. Pesky pirates. Now, how are we going to stop the pirates from taking our trade value? Well, in general, we want the base protection of the trade route more than the value of the piracy. In my case, I don't have that yet. If you have a red pirate symbol rather than a white one, then you'll want to do something about it. These will show up in certain trade routes. So what things will help us achieve this? Well, if we pop back to this screen here, we can see what's going on. As we can see, the piracy is happening here and here. Those systems fall under protection of this starbase here at Le. So let's go to Le and check out its protection status. Okay, so we can see it has a collection range of 1, but as we saw, it's protecting against piracy in these systems. Our trade protection is low, so we need to take care of that by applying trade protection modules to our starbase. Some good ones are modules like hangar bays, phasers, torpedo launchers, etc. But one of the best ones is the private contractors. This offers a whopping 30+ trade protection. That's all good, but even with all that protection, we still won't be able to stop the pirates in the other systems. The reason being is because we don't have any other protection range from this particular starbase, and to do that, we simply add a navigation buoy module. This will increase our protection range to +4, which will then apply our trade protection to those systems affected by piracy. Job done. Apply this method to all your starbases that are affected by pirates. I would also like to mention that another way to stop piracy would be to assign routes to your fleet to patrol certain areas, but I think your fleet would be better served elsewhere, especially in the early game. Later on towards late game, you may need to start using a few fleets to patrol the span of your trade route, but that's a while away yet. Some of your trade routes already have awesome trade protection, and this is simply because other starbases are overlapping and providing double, sometimes triple, protection. So you only really need to help out the starbases that are more isolated from other starbases, saving you module slots for more important things. You can manually set up trade routes by left clicking on a station and then right clicking on another station. But I generally don't do that. I like the AI to decide where it's going, then work on getting my piracy down on those particular routes. So if you do want to tamper with your trade routes, just remember the destination should always be your capital, and it will update details about your new trade routes at the end of each month, so bear that in mind. My advice would be to try to have space stations evenly spaced along your trade routes so that you have complete coverage against space pirates. To be honest, I could do with another one here just to fill the gaps. With a fully functional and protected trade route, you should be able to collect a lot of trade value, which in turn transfers to a healthy sum of Latinum to do with what you please. If you really want to have fun with it all, then give the Ferengi a try. They offer great bonuses and will greatly increase your Latinum and energy levels across the board. Right, so that is it for this tutorial on the trade in Star Trek New Horizons. Trade routes are awesome, guys, and they will provide you with so much green it's unreal. I really hope that you have learned something today and I've helped you out. If so, consider giving this video a big thumbs up, and please, if you need more help, then why not subscribe and check out more Star Trek New Horizons tutorials located on mine and J4miePlays channel, which is part of our tips, tricks and tutorials playlist, in which we are delighted to be able to share with you. Well, that's it from me, guys. As always, take care and bye-bye for now.
Make it so.